Alright, Abusuya, Yebemo Bibi Akwaba, Shronkoso, Aba number 1 political channel, POG Media, Shumesho, Safi, and Asawaba, Oba like and subscribe and half, and so to my share, Jumedino. I'm out for Franson, to me, Aka, and please kindly click on the notification bell, so I'm a brand and a political update be the better channel, Nisubiano. Also, on Sa, to me, I can watch it, nothing so as I swatch your wagon. After Yumbo Ryan, some near fat and some Dodona, and Bell, a former Speaker of Parliament. Mike Iron Oquaye Ebusia Odinsebi Ababetudwa Efa eye Torkonoo remover hun sensem ho Ebusia papa ne nsema wa progu no ensem no an ede na Iron Mike Oquaye echima Torkonoo otwene mu kosoro ne abetene eye pekura enyade a obeba biem esanse processor N.Addo Akuffo under his government of firm the remove Xp0sě&Ďr0p efri no office no the same process and his excellency John Dramani Mahama enama or the remove no enti onka na ntum na NPP fo bi so na omonso ayom ho nya atwem no omonso enkoma no ntum na ye nyina yenim se eye Mike Iron Oquaye die abusua oye NPP mapa even ye koto abakra NPP follow su you know ono eno ma term secretary die ama ne say onye report emba abontin nioma enam so emomo elusu yi abusua papa no ababontin abe speak true to power abusua ensama ode tu dwane de na chese eye ensama na chese eye eni jinsem ema NDC na say Yebeka say papa no aka no kure this time around eti Alaska the don ena din nsem no mu twemu Bawumia mepesa be dafo be me akone akakoti ensem no mu bi na nsa na be kono be show so won nsem kai bia na odo be share comment section wala like share dwumadi no ma foforo nsa entumi enkabi medamasi
Facebook I want to affirm official and now ya da sorry ya Reverend Mike Iron Oquaye or see aya ne nwanwa say na NPP asori gina no mo ka say they are fighting for Chief Justice. Now at the time of no power, now some full course no then no maka that the ones are president now Chief Justice or catch any place or course buffer or maybe.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. As same way no bossy.
No, I will say Facebook. Because I see processor MPP fast one another ODG Xp0sě&Ďr0p. I the same process na cause now why are they being hypocrites? I have Mike Iron Oquaye, former Speaker of Parliament. Or no ana MPP we omo yaman 6 million Ghana cedis. Say onfa konkre nonfa report emra. Just a party nuclear opposition po amafo GS Gracia.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. As same way no bossy.
Now, Mike Iron Oquaye, me just like the page, you know. Ave yentie no.
Why even is it that Ghanaians have watched this being their law for so long, and some people who today are criticizing the system said nothing. They did not speak about this. When I was mounting the IEA Constitutional Review series, right, I wrote on all this. I said, oh, there is my paper already. It is published in my contribution to the University of Ghana alumni lecture on the Jubilee, which I gave at the Jubilee time, which I gave in the Great Hall in Legon. 10 years ago, I had written on this, and so on and so forth. Why do we allow such things to happen, and then we cry foul when it appears as if a particular best person is going to suffer? And this is what personally I don't like. Let us talk by the principle of it. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, everybody. That is important.
Alaska ukita fila enti Ghana nyina etio.
Ewa papa wey aye former Speaker of Parliament MPP ni ba mapa. Why member of Parliament da. Onu na MPP wi omo wi yati na to say papa onu gbada kosa jisika na tire ye ni enti ayare. Osi maame no aye nu nwa se mu criticizes the system no biri bi atwam na makam anu atum. Me see here we don't speculate. Aye Reverend Mike Iron Oquaye Okoswa can say when the president decides say call ukosu bafe u mabio. Enti maame ni de odugu baba na mpo ye nya ntia koso wa park ni niamako.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Na sambra Solomon Owusu aye MPP ni ba mapa bra Facebook na tie ni okan.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Solomon maame ni boni ni de ai.
Erabato no one catch you. The law is the law. You can't change the law. And the law is the law. They say, and Faba Bane or Ukunu and call private yin comienco tamsika punyo and Faba Wamo. Erabato no one catch you. Law is the law. You can't change the law. And the law is the law. They say, and Faba Bane or Ukunu and call private yin comienco tamsika punyo and Faba Wamo.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Nia voice ama boy oye MPP ni ba mapa. Nia emu ba kumpini se maminu atu kwan anotam oman ni sika. Onu kwakoye ni private trip. Eno di oman ni sika ko. Enu sunu etiamra. Obi bia ro defend mami bia ya amroba oye kromfo. Solo ono muzu.
No one catch you. The law is the law. You can't change the law. And the law is the law. They say, and Faba Bane or Ukunu and call private yin comienco tamsika punyo and Faba Wamo. Erabato no one catch you. Law is the law. You can't change the law. And the law is the law. They say, and Faba Bane or Ukunu and call private yin comienco tamsika punyo and Faba Wamo.
Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Enti muna ay mun ti asam na se ne show we bebie moni ebebie mo atwem. Ani enti ayase mame no nkonyina ne se wa fa kwati kwaso wi oman ni sika. Mame ntire mu saa. Now in 2018 afenyo makisa na wada ne hu dua broni. Onu nkwa no tumi to abanya asase 99 years. Bra Facebook. Afenyo makis ani kwaku ba ku gi ne akotuna news file. Na mra yeyi ma me Charlotte osani ti asem o kan ani enne ensem o kan.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Esa ka chiro bi Alaska be chirechirem e de achirew. Now my yenhwe eye afenyo markets in 2018. Ni sema o kan ye. Now ebusia bie wasum na tie afenyo markets. Now afenyo.
And if each time institutions try to assert themselves, we turn around to bastardize them, then I'm afraid we're not going to get anywhere. Is it the president who has removed Charlotte Osei? Or it's an institution that has done its work?
This was 2018, oh, TNA.
And has thus made a recommendation for her exit. The end,
we are also concerned.
But where are 2025?
By certain individuals in government to push for the removal of the Chief Justice. The judiciary should not be seen as part of the partisan political system in our country. All we need is to have an impartial judiciary to decide.
In 2018, Charlotte Osei Anutina Reverend Michael Ronokwe say na bribi atwam the same process and amu yusu ya na mudi yobi and that's a process na aba na yam say there is a good person be na no suffer. That is why this show will continue to be one of the best in Ghana. Tie in 2018 na ye Charlotte Osei no okotra news for ne tie asema avenyo market kayo avenyo.
And if each time institutions try to assert themselves, we 2018 to bastardize them, then I'm afraid we're not going to get anywhere. Is it the president who has removed Charlotte Osei? Or it's an institution that has done its work in accord with law and has thus made a recommendation for her exit? The end.
What you know? When you're 2018, as some kind, okay, fast forward. Yes, and the same person, okay, 2025.
And if each time institutions try to assert themselves, we turn around
2018
them, then I'm afraid we're not going to get anywhere. Is it the president who has removed Xp0sě, or it's an institution that has done its work in accord with law and has thus made a recommendation for her exit? The end.
We are also when they are 2025
an attempt by certain individuals in government to push for the removal of the Chief Justice. The judiciary should not be seen as part of the partisan political system in our country. All we need is to have an impartial judiciary to
and Sandy Poway on your credible 2018 what's in your kind and 2025. So let us ourselves and near or accuse President Mahama say onu no yi mame no say the any institution and a na dwumabium. So one with the double standard. And nothing a medical board Reverend Michael Oquaye we say or catch MPP for some we atwom. The same process and procedure aban yo twom anamu enjoy the same thing na mame ni di o mabio. Sanhwe obi a sumfo koto abama no sum MP tieniye sum MP aya protozo abra Facebook.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Protozo who did it?
He should be told in plain language. Sumfo yenyawo sum go and stay in your bush. For that something go and stay in your bush. Go and stay in your bush. Go ram, go come na who deserve. Who deserve say what na kwai.
Alright, abusuyanti sem no mu bi ene ekokuti na chese former Speaker of Parliament Aaron Mike Oquaye abusuya papa no ababe speak true to power o chese Torkonoo maame no o chese onto na adwum esan se enyade a babi a ne process no akwakodu no onyade obeba Supreme Court ababe ye adwuma biem NDC government are removing anisa na emane ye ne ya anasa mane ye ne say NDC for time bi na omotan no na emum eyembra. The law is the law abusuya ensema caution de na ano ede na Alaska Dodon ede to waso ache say obo miracle aboaje voice 2024 elections embra elections na ekoso na NDC for edi ntuno sorry NPP edi ntuno yankuni nkoti ensema na chese miracle aboaje na ogina eye platform so na oka abusuya miracle aboaje etwa ntro papa ope nipa anasa politician baako a onka no kura e miracle aboaje yenko nyenkotie miracle aboaje nsema ode tudwa
kwatina wuram yenya wo fie you are more than an animal aboa kura so won baso chen wo tobai
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. As same way no abosi.
Enti suhum pa boni ban yaye. Hey! Suhum for member of parliament ni o. Honorable Suhum member of parliament. Me ba chewo. Suhum member of parliament Gina on the floor of parliament. Honorable Protozua me ba chewo. He's on the floor. Obabe address Suhum for yanko.
He should be told in plain language. Sumufu, go and stay in your bush. For that something, go and stay in your bush. Go and stay in your bush. Go ram, go come now. Who deserve say what not crying. For that something, in ram now go watching. For that something, when I watch now ram. You are more than an animal.
FM 92.3.
92.3
FM. Me did say obi owo sum bi oto abama papa we wa start esre bonifache. Ye be bon pan e ma jo Mahama.
Oyo di mafu.
Onfandumu omo. Omo amunyansa. Omo how no so.
But we ye baba tu aba. Ye nya komshafo bebre. Asofu bebre na babonten ena asa NDC atumi wini a yenkuom na sankrofo no se dwomama setu wi a ye babobo so voices ni ye bisa se mre bi wo ho ye betumi ekuom de a na yetumi akọ court na samra na ma yenkwa ne yekumu efisa mudada yen ama mudi yadidi agro na obikache MPP say abaye ya baba to Ghana ni bi onim nyansan sori tse me koto abade ama o se ye be wini uka ni de ane ye be wiamo ana me ka kire mo se wia ye ba bu se kromfo ya fra o baby jet uwo kofodia YNK wutie show no na awie bi ba bra Facebook na one of the problems of the MPP then aye Dennis Miracle bra Facebook ya tu abanu kura MPP awie no bra Facebook na
92.3.
Now about your press conference, but you just like the page. I told Debbie I had the Niama when be a Kaika, no one who said, Sabin Prebiasa. Na yatsina Niama Fumbi Wache. Na every Titias your hobby, like the page. And then this black crab watching. What's it doing?
The NDC are behaving this way. Everybody in this country knows that this is not the first time we are going through this. Unfortunately, as a people, we have to deal with being inflicted with this every single election period.
When you know
elections, and they know it. As we speak, the elections have already been counted at the polling stations. Every political party has copies of the pink sheet. They know it. They know very well they are losing these elections, and that is why they would call for havoc. We are winning these elections as a party. Dr. Bawumia is winning these elections, and that's why we are saying that let's protect it. If we are winning, why would we want the electoral process when we are winning? And so I'm sure a lot of you recall the story in the Bible. I think it's a Solomon story. The story of the two rival women where they went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and one of the babies are dead. Now the king calls these two women fighting over the living child. And then he says, why are you fighting? He said, this is my child, this is my child. Then the king says, okay, no problem, bring me a sword. This is the living one. Cut the living child into two so that you can all have a half of it. Now, you remember, the woman who knew very well that the dead child is her said, yes, kill the baby. Kill the baby. Now, the woman who knew that this child is my child.
There is.
And because
that is what I'm watching, I preach dead. Oh, preach
if he would please her, give her the child. All this woman sought to do was to make sure that her child does not die. But the other lady that knew that she was guilty, knew that she had already lost her child, was willing for both of them to lose their children. That's exactly what the NDC are doing. They know they've lost. They know they are nowhere near victory in these elections. And that is why they would irresponsibly call on their supporters to move towards the coalition centers to disrupt the coalition centers. Already, we have heard of incidences in some of the constituencies. We saw some on TV. When some NDC persons were somewhere in Dansoman breaking through the coalition center and basically attacking security services. What is this? At the coalition centers, you have your agents. Why do you want to go and destroy? When you know you are confident that you have won this election. Why? Why would any political party that is willing and ready to lead this country, why would any political party that is very, very clear in his mind that he has won this election want to disrupt this electoral process? We will not allow that. Just as we've told you from the get-go, throughout the process, we have blocked each of the ill intent of the NDC. Every strategy they brought into this election has failed. And we are going to continue to ensure that they fail at it. And this one is also going to fail. At this juncture, we are waking every single MPP supporter up. Wake up. Call your families, call your brothers, call your sisters. Go to the coalition centers, protect the EC, help the police protect our electoral system. Our democracy needs to be protected. And it will take the citizens to protect our democracy against this dangerous political party, the NDC. Go there, stand there, touch nobody, but make sure that nobody touches any electoral material. Make sure that nobody touches any security officer, and make sure that nobody touches any electoral officer. If anybody comes to the coalition center and attempts to touch anybody at the coalition center, you have our permission to touch that person because you are protecting democracy. That you have our blessing. And we stand by you for doing the right thing because that will be a patriotic action. As it stands now, our call on you is to collaborate and cooperate with these officers, electoral officers and security officers, and ensure that we protect the ballot that the Ghanaian citizen has cast. Stood in the sun, some of them being bitten by rain and cast their votes.
Alaska ukita fila entigana nyina etio.
Echi when ya Dennis Mirakrabaje in a course of say ya to aba. Tie obia na Ghana for say yempe e-levy, we will pass it. Edubri a wo hwe no o ka te Ghana for say munko boy electoral commission. Munko na munko boy the security agencies. Na so obia na adwisa mumbom na mumbo no. Esu satan nyina na party for campaign sika neto. Me bobo sadie we na mama kire mo nipa no mudi yeso wo munim nyansa ba kokora. Now, so they were inciting Ghanaians, but they do baby me see. Ye kotu aba Ghana ni bia na dwemu da wono nim nyansa ensori se metu aba ma Bawumia na napo aba be ye ni vice anka me see economy wakofa no Bola Junction.
All right, Abushia teachers winning some of course or political highway such as a former Speaker of Parliament. Aaron Mike Oquaye Abushia wa be speak truth to power or just say Torkonoo&N no kwa no beko MPP fo nja ya atwem no esan say neoma omede Charlotte say film no eno bi na NDC for de Justice Torkonoo&N na Justice Torkonoo onye nipa enchen Charlotte say this is Charlotte say etimi afada process nim na remove na o se Torkonoo so fada process nim na remove na chese papa no aba kind of crane sempa to Abushia enye asemkuma oye NPP ni mapade and so this time around we enchantro be speak to power yes Abushia na enye asemkuma etimi de mbesia na madam asesema de pene e me koti nsema e course political highway so aha POG Media medamasi.